So I want to start today off by congratulating everybody for making it this far. We are so proud that you have joined us on this journey to advocate for abused and neglected children within our communities. As Alex and I have stated many times throughout this training, we had no idea what it would look like. And when it became apparent that in-person training was no longer an option, we had hoped, like so many other people, for this to blow over and that we could resume life as we were accustomed to. However, that wasn't really the case. And I think that, Alex and I and the rest of CASA staff take a lot of pride that we were able to adapt to this process really quickly and translate training over to a virtual format and get people ready to take a class. Or to take a case, I'm sorry. But more important than our ability to train was your willingness to come to really long trainings that stretched over 4 weeks, absorb the information fully, and participate in this whole new process despite some issues with video, audio, connectivity, and also combating the dreaded Zoom fatigue. While there are many changes that we have become more accustomed to over the last 6 months, you all still have the same compassion and drive to work with abused and neglected children that you had when you applied. We've learned, you guys have learned really in real time how this pandemic is affecting the work that CASA GALs put in, and how to make some general adaptations to that. And so I want to thank you all for joining us for this wonderful graduation ceremony today for the virtual summer class of 2020. And I would like to pass it off briefly to Alex Paquette to say a few words.
Thank you, Morgan. I do not have that much to add. I want to echo Morgan's points of congratulations for making it this far during this time and helping us adapt to this new process. As Morgan said, you are the first class to go through this online training, and I can't thank you enough for your flexibility, but also your responsiveness. You all asked great questions, both in the training, but also let us know how the Moodle rooms were working out for you, how the Zoom sessions were working out. And for Morgan and I, that feedback is so helpful. Just earlier today, I sent out all the login information for the next class who's going to be participating in virtual training. And I know that we are both, Morgan and I, feeling much more confident on how we're going to carry out that training thanks to the feedback that you all gave us. I know Morgan, myself, Kevin, the rest of the staff are so excited to get you all on some cases. And I hope that your experience interacting with other people and other CASAs, lawyers, whoever, through Zoom during this training will give you some added, I don't know what the word is, experience or skills to be able to interact with people in the CASA environment, be it family members or foster parents or children in a virtual setting. And with that, I'm going to pass it back to Morgan.
Thank you. And I am going to share my screen and we are going to watch a short video together.
I am for the child who has been abused, the child who is afraid to go home,
who thinks it's her fault, who is forced to keep a secret or else.
I am for the child who has been neglected,
the child who does not know where his next meal is coming from,
who must fend for herself and her little sister alone. The child who has never been to a doctor or a dentist.
I am for the child who was taken away
for her own protection.
The child who is now in foster care, who does not know how long he'll be there,
or who these people are, or if she should trust them. I am for her.
The child who is in his third,
fourth, fifth,
sixth foster home this year.
The child who has attended 4 schools in 2 years.
Who sits in back of yet another class surrounded by strangers.
Believing in his heart that no one
cares. I'm for her. The child who has never been told
that he is loved,
that she is smart, beautiful,
talented,
worthy,
that she is strong, courageous,
that she is somebody. I am for her.
The child who one day will turn 18 and will be surrendered to the world.
I am for that child.
So I am there for that child,
To listen to her,
to speak for her,
To champion without compromise for what's in his best interest.
Because if I am,
if I am there for her, I know she will be half as likely to languish in foster care, and that much more likely to find a safe, permanent home.
she is the child I am for.
He is the child I am for.
They are the children I am for. She is the child I am for.
the child I am for is him.
Who am I?
Who am I?
Who am I?
I'm a CASA volunteer.
I am you.
And we play I Am for the Child to remind ourselves that while you all have taken a really big step to volunteer for an incredible cause, we are not doing it necessarily for self-fulfillment. We are doing it for children in this community. And I really want to thank you guys again for your compassion and drive and what you have brought to the table, because you are an amazing group of people to work with and train with. And again, I really want to thank all of you. At this point, I would like to introduce the Director of Franklin County Juvenile Policy and Programs, Michael Daniels, to speak briefly, or to speak a few words of thanks as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Morgan said, my name is Michael Daniels, and I'm the Director of Justice Policy and Programs for Franklin County. And so previous to July, we were focused on providing services to people who found themselves involved in the justice system. So folks who were incarcerated or returning from incarceration, who had mental health, substance abuse needs, who needed a job, who needed a second chance, who needed to be reunited with their kids. And now, since the 1st of July, CASA of Franklin County has become part of our department, and we could not be happier. So we have now a survivor services team, which is the CASA team, and then a justice policy team on the other side. And so not only are you the first class to do this online and virtually, you were the first class to do it under the combined Office of Justice Policy and Programs. And as you saw in that video, the work that we do is critical. And it's really important to me because, as you saw in that video, it said that we surrender these kids to the world when they're 18. And so many of them end up becoming my clients on the other side of the house. I'm not to say that every child who's abused or neglected pursues a path of criminality, but I can tell you that almost 90% of the women who were behind bars of some sort, and over 75% of the men report having been abused or neglected as children. And so not only are we serving those kids and making their lives better, but we have a chance to totally intervene and destroy the preschool to prison pipeline that has been plaguing so many folks for so long. And to have that now under one umbrella with two amazing deputy directors in Kevin and on the other hand, Melissa Pearson in my office, to be able to share resources for you, trainings, to be able to share and look for additional grant dollars, and really just to be able to beef up what we do overall so that we're taking care of these kids from the very beginning. And we're not just saying, okay, well, you're 18, you're a grown up, figure it out. And then I'm going to pick them up because they're going to be jail clients within a short period of time. So I'm humbled by being part of this department. I'm humbled looking at the faces on the camera today and the amount of time and energy that you have put in. And more importantly, the amount of time and energy and sweat and love that you will put in with the cases that you're assigned. So again, I'm humbled to be in the presence of this group. Thank you so much for being part of CASA. And if you ever need anything from our office, feel free to contact anybody there, including myself as the director. Our doors are open literally and figuratively, for you at any time. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. And you hit on a really important point, is that, you know, it's not a guarantee that an abused child is going to end up as somebody who's involved in the criminal justice system. But we know even from later delinquency, that, you know, that it's the same kids that you're seeing that start off as abused and neglected kids and eventually grow up and start making poor choices themselves because they haven't really been shown any other way. I've been fortunate to work with Magistrate Lachelle Stroud for several years in another capacity serving those same children. And so at this point, I'm going to give her a full introduction. Lachelle Stroud is the lead juvenile magistrate in the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas, Domestic Relations and Juvenile Branch. Prior to joining the bench in 2013, she practiced in both the private and public sectors. She earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in criminal justice from Kentucky State University. In 2003, she received a Juris Doctorate from the Ohio State University Moritz College of Law. As a magistrate, she is accustomed to the inherent stress involved in making quick decisions on the bench that affect members of our community. She quickly emerged as a leader and serves on a pilot specialty docket, chairs court committees, and represents the court at national conferences to advance juvenile justice. Her committee assignments assist the court in progressive policy and planning, strategy work groups, and ensuring that the court is on the forefront in trends. Magistrate Stroud volunteers with various civic organizations within the community. She volunteers countless hours mentoring youth, motivational speaking, and investing into our next generation. She is an adjunct professor at local community colleges. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Magistrate Lachelle Stroud.
Thank you. Thank you, Morgan, Kevin, Michael, the entire staff of CASA of Franklin County, and to all of you, most importantly, who are the graduates here on this evening. So I would just like to officially welcome all of you to juvenile court and the work that you will be doing as lay CASA GALs. I'll just share with you for a little while, and then we will get to the ceremony, which is why everyone came here. So I completely respect and understand the process that you all have gone through because about 20 years ago, I myself trained to be a lay CASA GAL when I was in law school. And it was that experience that really solidified that I wanted to practice in this area of law. So I understand the trainings, not the virtual trainings. Ours were all in person back then at that time, but I completely understand what it took for you all to go here, the sacrifice, and the dedication that it took to get you here this evening. So I'm very excited. Always look forward to an opportunity to spend time at a CASA event because it is something that is near and dear to my heart. Knowing that you all do this selfless work because you really are there for the child, like the video said. And because you all are there for the child, there's a child who has a voice in the courtroom without having to endure the trauma of actually being in the courtroom. There's a child that we have confidence that the lay GAL, along with the staff at CASA, has fulfilled your duties in ensuring that you've met with the child, interviewed the child, and completed that independent investigation that is very key to the decisions that we will make on the bench as the magistrates. So I cannot thank you all enough. So what I like to share when I come to these ceremonies is just hopefully to put you all at ease. Generally, during the training, as you all do your volunteer hours, you would come into my courtroom and some of the other courtrooms. So I just wanted to share some of the things that I would share if you would have been in my courtroom. And the first thing is just to relax. Please, someone said, oh, I thought that was someone saying, let your hair down, but they were saying in the chat that their hair is not done. So the first thing when you come into the courtroom, just please relax. We as magistrates understand that the lay guardians are volunteers and that the courtroom can be a place where people can be uneasy and nervous at times, but we don't want you all to be nervous at all. It's easy for us to say, I know, but I just want to hopefully put you at ease to say that we all understand, we all appreciate the work that you all are doing, and we want to hear from you. So if there is anything that you feel like perhaps after we've gone around the room, if you feel like there's something that has not been said, I just want to empower you to speak up because the work that you're doing is very critical. And you never know what piece of information that we need to hear, and that could be the tipping point to help us in making our decision as to whether a child will be removed, whether a child can return to the home. So we really do need to know those things, and we want to hear from you all. The other thing that I just wanted to say is that if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask questions, whether it's a question about the process, of course, not a question about the decision that we're making, but if you have a question about the process, and just curious about anything, please don't hesitate to ask us any questions, and we would welcome that. And we want to hear from you all. So the other thing that I wanted to say is just to make sure that you know that you really are making a difference as you're going through the investigation and when you come into the courtroom. We know that you all are sacrificing time from your family, sometimes away from your job to come in. So just know that you really are making a difference and that we absolutely respect the work that you're doing. We're now doing our hearings by Zoom, just like we're here today. So I heard someone earlier talk about Zoom fatigue. We have our hearings every half hour. We start as early as 8 a.m. and the last hearing is at 4:30 p.m. So everyone, you all are always prompt when you come in, but now you won't have that wait time that you would have before when we had the dockets, everything set at 9 o'clock or at 1:30 in the afternoon. So as soon as you report to your Zoom, generally everyone is there. We only give people about 10 minutes to come in before we continue a case. But I just don't want you all to feel rushed, knowing that we have 30 minutes allotted for those hearings. So just make sure, you speak up, you ask questions, let your voice be heard, because the work that you're doing really is making a difference in the life of a child. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We cannot thank you enough. So on behalf of the judges, as well as the magistrates, we appreciate you, celebrate with you, and congratulate you on this evening. Look forward to seeing you in the courtroom.
Thank you, Magistrate Stroud. And I will say that while all of the magistrates and judges are very, very kind to CASA GALs, I think that some of the best people to put them in front of are the magistrates and judges who have also been CASA GALs, because they have walked in your shoes. They know that that you are there as lay people, volunteers from the community, and that you are setting aside your time, your energy, and resources to advocate for children in the community. And so really, every judge and magistrate up on those benches, they are wonderful they treat all of our CASA GALs very, very kindly, but I believe that Magistrate Stroud and the other ones who have been CASA GALs are one of our more valuable assets up on the bench. So thank you so much, Magistrate Stroud. And so we also would like to hear from the Deputy Director of Survivor Services, our former Executive Director of CASA, Kevin Greenwood. And so without further ado, he didn't want me to read any type of bio. I'm going to let him introduce himself and speak.
Thanks, Morgan, but I feel like I'm among old friends. This is the third time or so since we've been able to touch base since this whole process started. And I want to thank Magistrate Stroud for her words, and Michael for being here this afternoon, and for your words of encouragement, and of course, Morgan and Alex and the entire team. This has been an interesting transition for all of us. And quite frankly, I can't imagine that any of us, when all of you submitted your applications to take part in volunteer training, could have imagined what the months ahead were going to be like. In a very real sense, the world has changed since those applications were submitted. I can remember in early March when Morgan and Alex joined us, how excited we were for that first in-person training just coming up in a few weeks in April, and how quickly that all changed. And as much as the world has changed for all of us, it's changed a lot for children, and especially for children who are facing difficult situations, be it at home or in some form of placement. You know, over the last few months, the number of reported cases of child abuse and neglect have dropped dramatically in Franklin County. But none of us are naive enough to believe that that means that abuse and neglect has dropped off. Unfortunately, it still goes on. We just don't see it as readily. And in addition to that, we all know right now all of the discussions and all of the challenges that educators and administrators and government officials are going through to try and determine what the school year is going to look like. And we're already in the middle of August, and those questions are still swirling around. And for many children, it's going to be a difficult school year, especially those who may have learning difficulties or learning disabilities of some sort, who rely on IEPs and who rely on specialized care. Many of the children we serve fall into that category. And then there's just the whole issue of the trauma that's involved with physical distancing for children. Not being around friends, not being around those who can support them when challenges arise. So it's a very difficult and a very different world than what we were looking at just 6 months ago. There's a lot to be done. But as you've heard me and so many others say throughout the course of this training, there's a lot to be done, and we're here to do it with you. As you take your first case, as you go out and begin to investigate and look into these situations in these children's lives, I want to reinforce again that we're here to provide you with the resources and the help and the support and the experience to do what's best for that child. So in conclusion, I just want to say what so many others have said this evening: thank you. And thanks to your family and thanks to your friends for the support and encouragement that they have shown to help you to get to this point, and the support, encouragement that they will show in the days and weeks and months ahead. Thank you for wanting to change a child's story. And thank you for being for that child. Congratulations, everybody. And I just turn it back over to Morgan.
And so again, we're going to do this. This is going to be new. This is new for all of us as far as what this looks like for the swearing in process. I'm going to start the PowerPoint, and I'm going to call your name, and then you and Magistrate Lachelle Stroud are going to do the oath together. Carnisha Burton.
If you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Carnisha Burton,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully, in all respects, discharge the duties of the office
of
the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Carnisha.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Diana Butts.
If you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Diana Butts,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects, discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Diana.
Thank you.
Aaliyah Deitcht.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Aaliyah Deitch,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Aaliyah.
Stacy George.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Stacy George,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Stacy.
Thank you.
Megan Francis.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Megan Francis,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding. Congratulations, Megan.
Thank you.
April Holmes.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
April, you're muted.
I, April Holmes,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, April.
Liddell Jones.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Liddell Jones,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully, in all respects, discharge the duties of the office of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding. Congratulations, Liddell.
Thank you.
Janavi Munagala.
All right. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Janavi Managala,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
faithfully,
in all respects,
discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Janavi.
Megan O'Brien.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Megan O'Brien,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Megan.
Stephanie Sanchez.
All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Stephanie Sanchez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna go to Sarah Morris.
All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Sarah Morris,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects, discharge the duties of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court appointed
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding. Congratulations, Sarah.
And I think I saw Lauren back on. Lauren McAdams.
All
Can
right.
you hear me this time?
Yes, we can.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Lauren McAdams,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects, discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
of the court-appointed special advocate
of the court-appointed special advocate
according to the best of my ability
according to the best of my ability
and understanding.
and understanding.
Congratulations, Lauren.
Magistrate McAllister is always known for being a pretty level-headed magistrate, but I do want to say that he really does take the time to talk with CASA volunteers, see how they're doing, make sure that the court is welcoming to you all. And so I want to hand it over to him to speak for a couple minutes if he's comfortable with that.
Thank you, Morgan, and welcome all. I'm so excited for you all to start this journey, being a CASA volunteer. A little bit about myself. I started off as a prosecutor in the prosecutor's office, my first job out of law school. I went from there to private practice, and in private practice, I was a guardian ad litem myself. So I've done the work. I've been there in the homes with these children that you are going to be experiencing yourselves in a short order. The cases that CASA gets, they are some of the hardest cases. And even though they are hard cases, they're very rewarding. A lot of times as a guardian ad litem, you may be the only constant in a child's life. I had a case where I was with these children from when they were very young to now they're 18 or older. And it's very rewarding to see that you can make a difference in these children's lives where they may not have that stabilizing person in their life without you being there. As a magistrate now, where I've been a magistrate now for 6 years, we hold the CASAs in a high regard. We know you guys have the hard cases, but we expect a lot out of you. I'm sure your attorneys will tell you that, but you guys deliver. I've had cases today with Ms. Thornton, Mr. Sullenberger, Ms. Flegel, and the CASA guardian, lay guardians were there as well. And when I'm asking questions in a hearing, I'll ask the attorneys questions, and then I'll also ask the lay guardians questions as well. So don't be afraid to talk to the magistrates. Don't be afraid to express the things you learned on a case. Everything I ask is to help out the court and the children to make the best decisions for that child and that family. When I was in private practice, I was an attorney on a case. I tell the story a lot, so some of the attorneys, people who've been there for a while may have heard it before, but to me, it's just something that's invaluable. I was attorney for a child. CASA was the guardian on the case, and every time I wanted to see this child or had questions about this child, I did not call Children's Services. I called the CASA lay guardian, and that person knew everything I had questions about. Whenever I wanted to visit, I would call the CASA lay guardian, and they would be like, well, we can go this day, this day, this day. And to me, it was invaluable to have that CASA person there. Outside of that, as a guardian myself, I did also do a lot. I know personally, I've known Morgan Bomer-Gwynn for a long time in her various capacities with the juvenile court. Attorney Daniel Sullenberger, I went to law school with him, so we've known each other since law school. And Toby Flegel, I used to work with her dad because her dad worked for Children's Services agencies. So some very good people you are going to be working with, so be proud of that. And beyond that, I just want to say that congratulations. This is going to be a very good experience for you folks and for the children who you'll be working with. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Magistrate McAllister. Maureen Flayhive.
Right, Maureen Flayhive, will you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? Maureen there, I can't really tell.
Right here.
Okay, thank you. All right, Maureen, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Maureen Flayhive,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects, discharge the duties of the office of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Veronica Lofton.
And Veronica, will you please raise your right hand? I can't see if it's raised, but Veronica, please repeat after me. I state your name.
Veronica Lofton,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects, discharge the duties of the office of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my understanding and abilities.
Thank you very much, Veronica.
Alexander Paquette.
Alexander, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Alexander Paquette,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects, discharge the duties of the office of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Thank you, Alex. Congratulations.
Katie Potts.
Katie Potts, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
Katie Potts.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully, in all respects, discharge the duties of the office of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding. Thank you, Katie. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Katie Russell.
Katie Russell, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Katie Russell,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
discharge the duties of the office of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Thank you, Katie. Congratulations.
Cheryl Ricker.
Cheryl, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Cheryl Ricker,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
in all respects, discharge the duties of the office of the court-appointed special advocate according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Thank you, Cheryl. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mary Szymanski.
Mary Szymanski, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name,
I, Mary Samansky,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of the Court-Appointed Special Advocate
of the office of the Court-Appointed Special Advocates
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Thank you, Mary. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Michael Thompson.
Michael Thompson, will you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your full name.
I, Michael Thompson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of the Court-Appointed Special Advocate
of the office of the Court-Appointed Special Advocate
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Thank you, Michael. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amy Wall.
Amy Wall, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Amy Wall,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
to support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
in all respects,
in all respects,
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of the Court-Appointed Special Advocate
of the office of the Court-Appointed Special Advocate
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
according to the best of my ability and understanding.
Thank you, Amy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And while our next participant is not swearing in today, she is here, and I would like for everybody to congratulate her because she will be joining us soon, is Yvonne Harvey. And Yvonne has been an incredible participant in our training, and we are looking forward to having you come back and get sworn in as soon as you are ready, Yvonne. And I just want to recognize how much hard work that you have put into this process. Thank you.
Thank
you,
Yvonne.
Morgan. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure. It was so great. I tell you, I love having an opportunity to do this training. It was so great. And I thank you, Morgan and Alex, for everything. And I look forward to taking on my first case.
Well, and we know that it will only be a matter of time before you are ready for that. And so again, I am so happy that you were here to join us today.
Thank you so much, Morgan, for everything.
Well, thank you, Yvonne, and thank you all of you guys, because this was an incredible first group. Again, I want to compliment everybody that everyone had participated so well, provided such good feedback for us that we can really take this training, make some slight adaptations based off of your recommendations and your feedback, and tailor it for the next group.